to go do karate in the garage? Yep! Did we just become best friends?
Hello, welcome to Did We Just Become Best Friends podcast. So today is just me and Alfredo.
Yes,
so
sir.
Alfredo, my name's Anthony, Tankcramer. And today we're just going to talk about some sports, see what's going on in the sports world, what's trending, who's playing where, what's going on, who said what, who beat who, all that good stuff. But yeah, man. But before we go, how was what you been up to? It's been a while since we recorded.
Yeah. Working hard, working a lot, spending time with the family. It's always fun. My daughter, girlfriend, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Can't really complain. I'm getting a new engine on my car. I think I told you that.
No.
Yeah. I got a brand new truck.
And you have to get a new engine on it already?
Yeah. It's covered.
What? Oh, it's covered. Okay,
Yeah,
at least it's covered.
It's covered.
What happened?
I
didn't even.
It started to stall. Next thing you know, it's a low oil pressure. I'm like, what the hell? I just got an oil change last month. And turns out that there was a crack in the valves and the oil was leaking into the block, which kind of messed up the block. Because I guess something happened in there, and he described it really fast. Long story short, he's like, yeah, well, so you got to put a new engine. No.
Cool.
Nice.
Well,
So I'm driving a rental. It was
Okay.
covered. And he goes, just keep the rental until it's done. I'm like, how much am I paying for this? He says, don't worry about it. It's covered. You're on the warranty still. It's a brand new car. I'm like, okay, not a problem.
nice.
So yeah.
Well, it's not gonna be a brand new engine, right? It's gonna be like a low mileage engine.
I mean, it's a 2017. I'm sure.
Oh, wow.
How many? What they're gonna take? An engine that had 80,000 miles on it,
Yeah.
and give me one that's 120? No, I'm gonna say no to that. So I believe he said, yeah, we're gonna have to put a new engine. So when he said new engine, I'm thinking a crate engine. Or,
Yeah, right. You wish. You wish it was a great engine.
Honestly, I contacted him. I'm like, hey, can you up it to 6 cylinders because it's a 4?
Oh, it's only a 4?
Yeah.
Oh man.
And
Little-
he's
little
like,
baby
no,
engine.
if you want that, it's considered modification and it's not in there. You have to pay for that with the labor. I'm like, just stick to it. Forget it.
I would make sure it's a brand new engine. Or
Yeah.
if it's an engine with like it's out from a used car.
Yeah, I mean,
I would find out just in case.
I got pictures of it, like them being towed because I didn't even go to work.
Oh yeah, if you're stuck out in the middle of nowhere, right?
Oh yeah, in the
And your
driveway.
engine. Oh, in the driveway.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was going to work and it died out like 6-7 times on dropping out Bella, so I just turned around because I had a 40-minute commute still. So
Man,
and I kept dying. I'm like, I didn't feel safe.
Yeah, no, that's a good call. At least, I guess at least it happened in the driveway instead of like
It
halfway
finally,
to work or whatever.
finally died out. So yeah, I'm getting a new engine.
Oh,
I'm so happy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
How about you? Anything new?
Now I'm finishing up my semester at school. Last day, doing my final, and that's it, man. 100 questions, and then I get 3 weeks off. Everyone, it's man. This is like I said before. I think I said it in another podcast. Nursing school. This is the hardest thing I've ever done.
Answers always C.
Hands down. I wish. How they get you with this is select all that apply. So there is no C. It's like, and that is the worst, man. Like I always hated those questions, and with nursing school, it's a big part because like the state exam, to get your license at when it's all said and done, that's how it's gonna be, So basically, here's the question: you select all that apply. If you're missing one or added one more extra, the entire question's wrong.
Yeah, you're doing it.
And then it's like nursing is so bad because it's like which one is the highest priority, and then it gives you 3 things, and all 3 of these options are in the process of what you need to do, but now you need to order it. And then like that's the big like thing is in nursing school. It's like oh, although that is a priority, it's not the highest priority. I was like, you go to hell, you know. And it's rough. It's rough, you know. But it's fun. It is fun.
Yeah.
I was at a hospital downtown, and it was gorgeous, like really brand new, and it was really cool. I got a lot of good experience, but
That's good.
15 weeks is draining. It's draining. And the big thing for me is I couldn't really edit. I don't have time to edit, so I have like 3 videos, like just sitting there waiting for me to edit. So I think what I really want to try to do is on my 3 weeks off. Is I want to do like a daily vlog, and I want to edit, and then obviously keep with the podcast, stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah, and then so some business news. I want to create. Did we just become best friends? Our own Instagram, and our own Facebook, and probably our own YouTube channel. So the podcast would be its own channel.
That's sweet.
So I think that'd be a good thing, you know, because
We're
then we
moving
can
up in the world.
yeah, we can just do that. But like I said, I did apply for Spotify. I don't think we're gonna get it, just because it's super difficult. But we're on iTunes, we're on Google, which are the 2 big ones. We're on Radio Public, Podomatic, and I think there's one more I can't even think of. You know, so we're in a bunch of different spots, you know, but little by little, we just got to get the viewers.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm on the Reddit, you know, posting like, hey, here's our new audio, here's our new, you know, stuff like that. I get some feedback, but it's just like there's so many people like, hey, check me out, and it's hard to like get any feedback because everyone's pushing their own thing. So, but there are a couple that I listen to because of that now, and I do, you know, make their weekly thing. So it's cool.
Do you think if you give a feedback to someone, that person's going to take the time and generosity to say, well, he had the time to check me out, let me check him out?
That's how it sometimes works. I've done that on my personal YouTube channel. I follow like other newer people or, you know, lower subscribed people, and kind of like, hey, I like this. This was cool. You know, and then he'll like comment on mine. He'll like, oh, hey, I like that. That was cool. You know, so you kind of like helping each other out, because comments on a channel are big. You know, anything that draws in traffic. So if you hit that like button, and even if you hit that dislike button, it doesn't matter because it's traffic. You know, comments are traffic. That's all that YouTube cares about is traffic. Well, plus a bunch of other things, but traffic. So if you don't like the video and you say it, or if you like the video and you say it, to them it doesn't matter. You watch the video. Yeah. You know, so it doesn't matter if you like it or don't like it. You watched it. You know, so.
Well, if you
know that helps out when people help out each other. Right. Know? So it is a good thing.
Well, if you watch the video and if you dislike it, let us know what you dislike and we'll happen to fix it.
Yeah.
Or change it. So therefore you can hit the like button. And then from there just like spread it on and say, hey, these guys actually listen. Hey, these guys reach out. These guys are cool. Because we are. But, you know, if that's the only way for us to get better is if you help us out, how to get better.
Yeah. So I feel like we're both pretty good. I don't know how to say it. We take criticism well. You know, I think as long as it's not like you suck and then that's it. Because I'm like, that's not criticism. That's you being a dick. You know. But yeah, no. I had somebody say, hey, your audio sounded kind of bad, and I'm like, you know, I do agree, because the last time I think I had the gain a little too high up, so it was a little distorted. Like I had that like weird sound to it. Hopefully, I think I might have found the sweet spot with this mic. Okay. With this, so I think it should be good.
Yeah, this mic has actually done wonders. It's nice. It looks pretty cool, and you know.
Eventually, I did start a Patreon, which I forgot to tell you about. But I did start a Patreon, and like different tiers. It's just under my name right now. But one thing I want to do is like, you know, get another mic so we can have better audio, you know, for the listeners. I'll put the description for the Patreon and all our social medias and everything in the description. That's another thing. I am gonna stream my butt off. I am gonna stream Twitch.
That's a hairy butt.
Tomorrow, well, when you guys watch it will be today, the 19th. God of War comes out, and I am excited.
Yeah.
I am so excited. The last one kind of upset me, I think they're gonna do good on this one. So yeah, look for me on Twitch for that. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, we're talking about sports. Video games are another conversation. Sports.
What's the main topic?
Yeah, we're big football players. You played semi-pro.
Yes.
You played
yes, I did.
semi-pro.
Yep.
The highest I ever went was high school.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're big football guys. Fantasy football. We have our loser trophy up here that the loser refuses to take, but their name goes on it.
He refused
nonetheless. I asked him. So if you're listening to this, Alex, if you want it, you can put it up on your mantle for the year.
No, not if. Take it. You deserve it. If you would have won the championship, you mean to tell me you're going to have the belt sit here? No.
I think
you would have took it.
I think it's a pretty good trophy. For being a loser trophy, that's not bad.
I can't say I've never been in the bottom. So if my name
BS.
was on it, I would have took it.
BS.
I would have taken
The year you didn't win it, you were pretty down there.
I
though.
was number 11.
Yeah,
or
you were
10.
close. You were close.
But I wasn't last.
But
Josh was.
yeah, that year.
He took it.
No.
He
Well,
did?
that was on me. I didn't have it ready for him.
Oh, okay.
I was kind of busy with a bunch of other stuff. The only person that's taken it so far was our first year,
Robert?
Berto. Yeah, he's the only one that took it. So yeah, if you want it,
Great
Alex,
man.
until the next loser, it's yours.
Mm-hmm.
Until then, it's gonna be up there on our shelf behind us for the audio listeners.
Quick shout out for Manny. That belt's mine next year, so enjoy it. And just clean it before I get it back.
Shine it up. I wanted Manny to be on this podcast because it's about sports,
Yeah.
and he's obviously he won our fantasy football,
Right.
so he's got the championship belt.
Mm-hmm.
He's honestly, before we get into like the main sports, now with him winning it,
Right.
he is technically the overall best fantasy football player in our group. 4 years we've been doing it with the same group, or more or less the same group, minus one or two people.
Yeah.
4 years he's been in the playoffs. 4 years, right? And I think 2 of those 4 years he was in the championship, and then one of those 2 he actually won it. So he is technically the overall best fantasy football player in our league.
Who did he lose the first time? It was against you then?
He made it into the playoffs, but he didn't win. I think it was it
The first year I beat you. The second year you won over
Jessica.
And then the third year,
You won.
last year, I won over
Sergio, I think.
it was Sergio.
Yeah.
And then this year. So I don't think he was in the championship. I know he made the playoffs. He has a strong squad. The draft time, he does take a little long. However, it's good. He changed that up
Yeah.
last year.
I think I'm gonna go back to it though.
Which one?
The in person and everyone having fun, and it was better.
Yeah.
I felt it was better. Like I wanted to do it like, oh, let's do it online just in case for people who can't be here, and I felt a couple people were disconnected from it. Especially some of the people were actually disconnected from it because they couldn't log in. So it kind of sucks. It was too much, and I feel like that BS time of
Yeah.
everyone talking crap to each other and having some drinks and stuff like that.
Johnny.
Yeah, is fun, and I did miss that, and I feel like this season wasn't quite as good as previous seasons because we didn't have that.
Right.
I don't know.
Speaking of Johnny, I think Johnny's my sleeper pick for next year.
He's good too.
He's changed a lot from first year, second year. Every year he's progressed even better. Last year, he was up there. He had made over 70 moves, or 50 moves, 70 moves. It was unheard of. However,
He has a new team like every week.
that's one guy, he beat a lot of people. I think one of them was me, but I don't know if I beat him the second time around or not. But that's one team, one guy, and
Yeah.
Him
It's gonna be
yeah.
good this year. I think it's gonna be good. Everyone's got more experience. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
we all know our little strategies.
Speaking of, it's gonna be different. There's a lot of people that are playing for different teams.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that are not playing at all.
My 1-2 punch is gone.
Who's your 1-2 punch?
Rogers to Nelson.
Oh yeah,
Nelson's went bye-bye.
yeah. That's one of the guys
To
we're gonna
the
talk about.
Las Vegas Raiders, I think it is called.
I believe so. They're Are they Las Vegas?
I believe, yeah.
Did they move?
I think it is Las Vegas. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know if they moved. No, they didn't. Or did it go official yet? I don't know. I have to look into that. We'll do it right now.
I know.
But
I know Gruden.
Gruden. That's what one of the things about. Gruden's coming back.
That's
and he is coaching the Raiders. Man, oh man.
Yeah.
That is a squad. Just the coach alone. I think he took part of the ownership too. I think he wanted like to be like a big shot caller, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, he rightfully deserves so. I mean, hell, he was with the Raiders, and then was traded to the Bucks. I think it was something the contract. Can't remember the whole detail. Mm-hmm. But he was with the Raiders 1 year. He did pretty good. Developed that team, put the core, put everything in it. Just to find out that he's being shipped to Tampa. He takes that Tampa team to the Super Bowl to beat the Raiders. So that's was strictly defense. And that's where the whole thing, defense wins championships. Offense wins games, defense wins championships. But Gruden, he's coming back. I'm glad for him. I was kind of hoping he went to the Bears.
That would have been nice, but I think he fits the Raiders system. He's going to rearrange everything. It looks like they're still part of Oakland.
Are they?
It looks like it. It looks like.
Well, anyway, yeah. Gruden is a hell of a coach. He's going to be up there. If he's not in the Hall of Fame, he will be.
For sure. For sure. And he never left. I mean, he was an announcer, and I thought he was a pretty good announcer. A version of Madden, I felt.
Yeah.
Kind of sometimes obvious, that Captain Obvious that Madden always had.
Yeah.
So, he was like that new version of Madden. But I feel like he's still young enough. He's really young to go back and coach, So, man, Oakland, there's a couple other people that are going there. And man, oh man. Man, oh man. They are going to be a team to watch out for this year. A couple other things. Big one. Dez Bryant is not a Cowboy. Man, that is because he always put up good at least fantasy. He always put up fantasy points. He was kind of a go-to guy too. But yeah, he's gone, and he's okay with it. Like he did not. I think at the end he did not like what everything turned into. Well, yeah, because it became the RB and QB. Right. Prescott and who was the other guy? Zeke, yeah. Ezekiel Elliott or Elliott? No, yeah, Elliott.
Which I almost traded Gronk for him.
Speaking of Gronk, he might not be a Patriot. There's a rumor. There's a rumor I saw. I think yesterday. Yeah, there's a pretty good chance he might not be. He might not be part of the Patriots anymore, which would be different because him and Brady have that connection.
I mean, it's not going to really hurt them. When Hernandez got convicted, everyone was like, "Oh, well, there goes our tight end." But no, Gronk was sitting there. The Patriots team is a well-developed, oiled team where Brady has a lot of weapons. You got two running backs back there. They could do almost anything. And you got Edelman. He got hurt. Then he went to... What's the other guy? I was drafted by the Cowboys and cut and went to the Rams. Can't remember his name. Austin? No, not Austin. Anyway, I think you know what I'm talking about. I mean, Brady, he's in safe hands.
Well, right now, Brady has not made a decision about coming back to the Patriots yet.
Is the contract up or is he going to retire?
It looks like it. This is Adam Schefter, big NFL guy. He says Tom Brady not yet committing to play in 2018, and this has nothing to do with Gronk not making a decision yet. I don't know because what people say and what they talk about, themselves.
The cheating. Like,
oh man, that was a big thing. But that loss, I think that one hurt him in the past Super Bowl. That one hurt him.
Yeah,
because that was one they should have won. I felt like they should have won it, and I don't know what happened.
I know. That's almost like saying they should have won against the Giants.
They should have.
No,
they were
the Giants
18
wanted
and
it
0.
more.
They were 18. They had a perfect
They
season.
could be 0 and 18. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
The
man.
Giants wanted it more. I mean, you remember this because I know I do. During the season, the Giants almost beat them to ruin that record. And I told Kramer here, hey, if the Giants are within 3 points, 5 points, if they have it close by halftime, they have a great shot of winning. Sure enough, by halftime, I think they were only down by 4. And guess what? Someone put a piece of gum in that dude's helmet and he caught it like that. So it was huge. And I called it. I remember I called Tim. He ended up yelling at me because he lost like $1,000 to 5 different people. But I can't say they should have won. It's whoever wants it more, whoever has the fire, the passion. Anybody could study and not do it. If you want it more, if you know each play that guy in front of you need to beat, and if you beat him, you do your job. There you go. You well deserved it. Everybody thought, the Patriots got it. I kind of knew Eagles maybe, but back then with the Giants and Patriots, I kind of like, damn Giants. You got a lot on your plate, but he knocked it out too.
Yeah, that's neat. But talking about that catch, there's the new catch rule and what is considered a catch. I am not even going to try to go into details because I was reading it and just reading it seemed confusing as all heck. I was like, what? But it's like every year. Every year. It's like, changes. Oh, well, no, this is a catch now. Oh, well, no, this is a catch. No, that doesn't count. It's like, It's like every year. It's like, what? Like, and things that are obviously a catch. They're like, well, he didn't have it wasn't. I'm like, what? He
full
caught
patrol
it.
All the way
it's
down.
Like, yeah, it was like, people that you're like, oh, he caught it. Well, his pinky wasn't touching the ball until he hit the ground.
Yeah,
it was like, I'm like, what?
If there was
it's
movements.
It's so petty, I feel like now.
Okay, so.
But they changed it again. Let's see. I don't know how it's going to affect a lot of the players, but that's one of the rules that they changed.
2 feet in, full grasp of the ball. You need to be in bounds. The moon needs to be lined up with the stars.
Uh-huh.
Trump needs to be gone. I'm not going there. Sorry, politics. That's a no-no on this. But yeah, I agree. They change it time and time again. Actually, the Lions actually should have beat the Bears. 2 years ago, when Megatron caught that touchdown.
I think longer than maybe 3 years ago.
Okay, yeah. Well,
but yeah,
Megatron caught that touchdown. It was a touchdown. But he caught it, but then he let go. He celebrated. No.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of examples like every week, of that. But another new rule is the helmet hit rule. Like they were saying, they don't want the helmet to be a weapon. So something about leading any kind of initiation with your helmet.
Okay.
Is a thing, and I feel like that one's a little rough, especially when you're like O-line, D-line, from what I heard the conversation about. I don't same thing. These rules, they're. I mean, you got to be like a lawyer to understand some of these rules.
I can see that being okay. I can see that if it's for defensive backs, safeties,
quarterbacks
versus. Well, no, we'll get to that in a second. Defensive backs, safeties versus receivers and running backs, even tight ends. For the simple fact, if you're a receiver and you're concentrating on the ball, and this guy's coming at you, guy weighs like 200 pounds, and he has like 2% body fat. The rest is just pure bone and muscle, and he's coming at you like a missile. I could see that because they will lead, and they want that big impact. They want that big stardom. Oh, play of the week, hit of the week, and whatever. Okay, that I understand. If it's on your defensive line, you don't have enough momentum because you're trying to go around this guy. He's blocking you, and the little speed you pick up, basically the quarterback's right there, the running back's already right there. So I don't think it goes to that. Leading of the helmet. I don't know.
I think they said the crown of the helmet, which it's already
this part.
Yeah, which is already kind of a rule. But I think now there's a detail in it that changed it. So now it's a different kind of rule, and I think that might be kind of big coming this season.
Right.
Is that rule? I feel like we're gonna see a lot of that this year in the NFL.
If the crown is coming, if I'm not mistaken, if the crown of the helmet comes towards the torso, that's gonna hurt the defender because paralysis. Everything might just push in, mess up the.
Well, that's if you hit anywhere though.
Well, I mean, a lot of times when you tackle, I was taught to tackle, head down, have the torso in my shoulder area, or up in this area. Now, if you're leading, like a rhino,
just right into it.
That's definitely the defender is going to get hurt more than the receiver.
That's going to be weird. And then there's another, a couple of rules. So first, I'm going to get like a possible one that they're talking about, and then I'll talk about this one right now. Is there's a new rule that gets rid of the extra point after a game-winning touchdown. So an example was there's Minnesota versus the Saints. I forgot if it was last year or 2 years ago. I think Minnesota were down by 5 or 4, something along those lines, and they just bombed it. They scored, right? So now it's 0 seconds on the clock. There's no more time on the clock, and they're up. But the referee and everyone's walking off the field. But the referee's like, no, we got to kick. Why? I thought that. So I feel like that's a good rule. Like, why are you gonna have an extra play that's irrelevant? Like, the game's over. This 1 point doesn't mean anything unless you're like a gambling man and need to beat the spread or need to whatever. So I feel like that's a good rule. Like that makes sense. That like, oh yeah, hey, I won the game. There's no time on the clock, but we need to kick this point.
No, I think they should, just to keep everything in line, in order, because these rules were set back 50, but why, 75, 80 years ago.
Yeah. So you're saying they should kick the point?
Yeah. And if the team decides not to come out, then I think it's up to the offense, the special teams kicking team, either kick for that extra point or run it in or just kneel it.
I mean, the game.
If the coach says, no, we're just going to kneel, leave it at that, there's no point. Okay, cool.
Can you kneel an extra point though?
Yeah, you could kneel. It's just another play. The ball snapped to the quarterback. You just stay.
I feel like it's pointless. There's no point. I mean, it's changed. This is the new rule that they got rid of it. So if it's a game-winning touchdown, there's 0 seconds left. You won the game by your Hail Mary. They're not going to kick the point. Because like all the Saints were walking off. So they just had a random people probably that never saw the field come in and like just lined up randomly. You know what I mean? So
Bobby Boucher.
Yeah, like So that's one that they're gonna do. Yeah, I kind of agree with them. Like, what's the point? And one of the there's a rule that they're talking about changing. It's a rumor. A lot of sports guys talking about it. No more kickoff.
Well, I'm glad you said that because
no more kickoff.
I read that something last year. They were working on experimenting.
Yeah, everyone gets the ball at the 20 or something along those lines. So it's like pickup football in the street. No. You know what I mean?
You can't do that.
Because of safety and blah blah blah. blah
no,
blah, blah.
That's why 2 years ago, I could be even last year. I'm sorry, it could be 2 years ago, 3. They changed it where, of course, everybody lines up. And kickoff, you have all these guys. You got these 10 monsters and the kicker running down the field, full speed, gaining all this momentum. That's where the injuries are coming. That's what they're talking about. Now, when you punt the ball, there's always a defender in front of the receiver or 2 defenders in front of the receiver.
Yeah.
Or, to get the receiving, to get the returner. So they're talking about that. I remembered everybody lines up one-on-one. So it does not give the kicking team the opportunity for that player to gain a momentum. So he has the opportunity to block him. And there's no more 10-yard cushion unless, I don't know what they're going to do with onsides. But there's no more 10-yard cushion. There's going to be a guy right in front of him, like maybe a 5-yard cushion. So when the kicking team kicks, the defender the receiving team player is going to be right there blocking them all the way down. So that eliminates them picking up with the momentum. There will be a kickoffs though.
Well, yeah, as of right now, there is. There is.
But it will eliminate the straight on hits.
Okay. Yeah, because I was listening to ESPN radio in Chicago, and that was a big thing they were talking about maybe 2 weeks ago. Like right when all the new rules kind of came out, the helmet rule, the new catch rule came out. I think it was about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and they were saying like, oh, there might not be a kickoff next year. They might test it out in the preseason or something along those lines. And I'm like, man. But I feel like we're obviously in Chicago right now. We grew up in Chicago, and when the Bears were in the Super Bowl, Hester had that return. That was amazing in the Super Bowl. Yeah. And Hester of all people, who was the king of that, he ran it back, scored a touchdown. It went crazy. I missed it because I was parking my freaking car. So
I did it. I was there.
I was so upset. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna park real quick. I was running late, as obvious as I always do with everything. Yeah, so I missed it live. I mean, it was replay. But yeah, I mean, I felt like that was such a cool thing that would be gone. But it is what it is.
Yeah,
we'll see what the NFL does. It's changing a lot.
I love kickoffs. I love
too.
That's part of special teams, and a lot of people look for kickoffs. I am one of those people. I think the new rule, if it changes to the one-on-one, I think there's going to be a lot more kick returns. I love the fact that they moved from the 3-yard line to the 5, or was it to the 15 for the extra point?
The extra point.
Now, what if you eliminate the 3 points for field goals, but if you kick from the 40 and beyond, just like fantasy, you get 4 points. The 15 beyond, you get 5 points.
Like fantasy points.
Yes, I mean
that would be good, but like
a kicker would have a larger role in that instead of
he would, yeah.
Oh wow, put me to the 35 or 30, so therefore I could guarantee 3 points instead of leaving me.
But I feel 50. Like 5 points is kind of a lot. They should do 2 points if it's like within the first
20.
No, that's a freebie. I would say the first 30, because that's I think 30-yard kick is like a pretty easy kick for a professional kicker. So that should be a 2 point, and then a 3 point, and then I think 4 points would be 50 and over.
A professional kicker. I mean, we had a professional kicker, Kramer, and that guy missed. So at 30 yards, I think it's still asking a little too much.
I mean, it happens. It happens. It's a lot of pressure, but I mean, for the most part, I think a 30-yard kick is most of the time 8 out of 10 times made. Yeah. But I'm not a kicker. It is not easy by any means. I'm not like degrading kickers. That is hard. But yeah. So let's move on. Some of the things that happened. Mark Sanchez suspended for 4 games for performance-enhancing drugs.
Guy doesn't do anything. Why Mark? What the hell, dude? I like you. You're okay. I think, some girls out there think you're cute because you got that little mole thing going. Why?
I feel that any athlete today gets caught with it. I'm like, why?
Mitch is our QB.
Yeah.
When we had Mitch and they ended up putting, what's that other guy's name though? He signed Glennon?
Yeah.
When they were deciding who to start, I wanted Mitch to start, not Glenn. Yeah. He already proved himself at Tampa. There's no way. I mean, why you want Mitch? He's going to be the future.
Yeah, Trubisky's going to be awesome.
Yeah, if the O-line holds up, if we got a decent people in there.
Well, yeah, we'll see about Mitch.
I feel like going to trick to pray.
And some of the new signings, the Rams sign. His name is. I always mess it up. Dominic Kinsu. Dominic Kinsu. He's the
former Lions defensive tackle.
Yeah. He's
the bad boy.
D line. Yeah. So he's part of the Rams now. That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, he's right next to Long.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be a really good D line.
Yeah,
that they
Rams always had a good D. Secondary was iffy.
Yeah. I feel like secondary is hard to get. A good secondary, safety corner, they're hard to find.
Yeah,
Speaking of good secondary, Richard Sherman to the 49ers.
Yes.
What the heck?
Love it. I love it.
If I remember correctly, the Niners don't have anybody.
Nope.
I mean, was it just a paycheck then? Why? I mean, his other option was staying with the Seahawks, and they're kind of stuck in that rut where they get there but they can't finish it. When they should run it, they pass it, and it gets all goes to hell. But I was like, is it just the money, or does he really think?
No,
they're building.
Thinks. I believe he thinks because I see the Niners as coming back as a potential. They have a rookie quarterback. They have he's coming back. They're balancing. They're putting everything together over there. They're almost like the Bears, but they're a step further, maybe 2 steps further, because they do have decent receivers, and they're putting everything together. I think they're going to be a really good, strong team. I believe the Bears go against the Niners. That's going to be a matchup to watch. The Niners versus the Bears. I don't know if it's here or San Fran. If it's San Fran, let's go take a road trip, put a podcast out there. But I like that move because now you got a defensive leader that's won championships, that is MVP.
Yeah,
future Hall of Famer. I'd be really, really disappointed if he's not. But I like Sherman. Hell,
he's awesome.
Madam, you can't even throw to him.
He is awesome.
He reminds me of the Bo Jackson Tecmo Bowl. Remember that? Anybody pick the Raiders in Tecmo, and you hand out to Jackson, just you're gonna bitch him on. Yeah, dude's gonna score a touchdown.
Yeah. See who else we got. Jordy Nelson, cut by the Packers. One thing. Martellus Bennett retiring.
Martellus Bennett.
He's retiring.
Wait, is that the tight end or the defensive end?
Tight end.
The tight end.
The tight end. Yeah. But he played Chicago, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
For a couple years.
He played in Dallas, went to Chicago, then he left Chicago. Now, it's funny. He went to Chicago, then he complained about Dallas's QB. And then he went to who other team? I don't even remember because I really don't like this guy.
He was on the Pats for a little while, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on the Patriots for a little while.
Thank you. And then he complained about Cutler. Half of Chicago complained about Cutler. Yeah. So it's no biggie there.
There's a lot of issues besides just Cutler, but that's a whole another can of worms.
No, I like Cutler though.
I did too. I thought he was going to be good, but
Trestman was good.
If you can't throw the ball, or don't have time to throw the ball.
The first year that Cutler was there with Mark was Mark Trestman. We were like up there, dude. His ratings were up there with Brady and Manning's.
Yeah.
Peyton, not Eli's.
Yeah, the good one.
Yeah, the good one. So, I mean, yeah. And then the second year, everybody had all these expectations, and it just didn't pan out, and we ended up cutting them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a can of worms. Who else I got? Another big one. Cravens. Sueya? I can't even pronounce it. It's Cravens to Denver. He's playing for Denver now.
I don't recognize him.
He was a cornerback, if I'm not mistaken. He's one of the better ones, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, he was with the Redskins. Strong safety, not corner. So he was strong in the secondary. He was good. He had some awesome things, and then now he's going to Denver. And there was a big thing about it, about him. Like he put it on his social media, and that went crazy and stuff like that. But yeah, I think he'll be good in Denver because they have a crazy defense.
They do. They have Miller.
Yeah, and
Levon Miller. Was it?
Yeah.
Levon? The Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. I don't watch that. Sorry if you do watch that, but I don't.
That season. I
Yeah,
only watched 2 seasons
that
out of the
season.
20, 30 ones. So
Well,
don't judge.
And there's so many other moves going on. Like I said, I've been busy with school. I know you got the baby. Mm-hmm. So
Beautiful
keeping
baby.
up with it, keeping up with sports is bottom of the barrel. So I feel like this podcast was kind of good for me. I was like, oh, look at this. Look what's going on. Doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the NFL. And we got news. I think you saw it today about one of our Hawks.
Yeah.
Right.
Sharp. I believe he's retiring because they gave this nice little standing ovation the last game.
Farewell
April. Home. I just saw it and into what day was that? Well, he ended up just, last one, 15 years in the league.
Oh, there you go.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. What? Can you put a link on that? Let the
Yeah.
people watch it?
Yeah. I can throw a link up
Okay.
to Chicago sometime.
It's going to be up here or over there?
Well, I'll put a link in the description.
Okay.
Because I can't.
So anyway,
add it.
I saw it. We saw it right before we actually started shooting this podcast. It was pretty cool what the guys did. They celebrated. It was a 4-1 loss to the Blues, but even some of the Blues players stuck around and congratulated him and say, "Hey, good job. Great career." It was good. That's actually I like teams when they do that. When a player goes down, a player gets hurt. You got the opposing team like, hey, you get back in there.
I feel like the NHL is very, for the most part, very. Even if you play with a different team, there's that that craziness, but it's one of those like you're still
part of us.
Part of this bigger group.
Yeah.
So.
That's creepy.
Huh?
Go up right there.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's not working. But yeah, I'll put a link to the video down in the description.
Before we go on to hockey, we're going on.
Well, that's all the hockey news I really got.
How do you-
I haven't been.
How do you think the Bears are going to do in the draft?
Oh man, that's a whole.
Now the draft is in the 25th to the 28th, or 26th to the 28th.
Yeah.
So it's coming up. I mean,
Let's save that for another podcast.
Oh.
I think when it comes a little closer,
okay.
because that's gonna I think it'll be a big one, and then hopefully we'll try to get a bunch of the guys have maybe a big podcast group discussion.
Yeah.
About that. That's one thing I was thinking about trying to get
Podcast
Omar Manny.
Kramer. Oh wait, you're here.
Yeah, get Will, get some other guys in
Yeah.
here talk about football draft and what could mean for fancy guys. But yeah, so that's NHL news. I really don't know what else is going on. I know they're coming up to the end of their season. I didn't even know basketball was in the postseason. I didn't even know until I saw a clip of LeBron, and I was like, "Oh crap! Like it's postseason already! Like dang, that was fast."
Just to say, if people think LeBron is better than MJ,
Oh man, it's the kids, the young kids thing. They don't.
MJ never flopped. And he never flopped. And people think LeBron is better than Kobe. No.
I don't think so.
I think LeBron is better than
He's the best player
Kirk
right now.
Heinrich.
He's the best player. No, he's the best player in the NBA, I believe, right now. He's not the best player ever to be in the NBA. There's a difference. There's a difference. He is, but basketball is completely different from when we grew up in the '90s, seeing Jordan and stuff like that. It is a different attitude, tone. The flow of the game is very different than back in the day.
It's now more stardom. Look what I can do. Look at this dunk. Look at my headband.
Yeah, you get a lot of that. The money and
The shoes.
celebrity. Yeah, but that physicality, I felt like the physicalness of it all, like, was way different back then. I mean, like,
And just look at any Pistons Bulls game.
yeah,
Pistons were known as the bad boys of basketball, or Bad Boys of Detroit, or something like that, and for a good reason.
Well, imagine like somebody like Rodman or Shaq or Karl Malone. You know, those are very physical guys that if they were to play today, they'll be like you walk on the court, technical. You're too big. Like I already know you're gonna hurt somebody, so I'm giving them a pre-technical. You know, like that's what it would come down to. It's like no one's the size. Look at Shaq. I think Shaq was the last big guy. I'm not talking about height.
No, he had 8% body fat when
He
came
was
in the
a
league.
monster. He still is a monster. I mean, this guy's huge. You know, I mean, granted, he probably put on some more pounds than when he was playing ball, but you know, the man won a bunch of championships, and you know, he deserved to not work out like that every day anymore. But yeah, I mean, there's no way. There's just no way a guy like that can play today, just because like you just swipe your hand. And all these like it's gonna be like something out of an anime or cartoon. He'll like swipe his hand and like 5 people will just fall. You know, be like a gust of wind, like the Hulk just like smashed something.
And there's LeBron.
Yeah, doing like a backflip into the stands. You know.
Dude, he's sitting on the bench. Why the hell
he's on
are you
the
flapping
200.
for?
He's on the 200 level already. But they're all like that. He's not the only one that does it. But yeah, NBA's in the postseason. I don't even know who's in the postseason. So there's that.
So Cavaliers, Denver.
For me, it's like Chicago's not big, so I tend to back off a little bit. You know, hockey. You know, I haven't really kept up with it because there's so much, and they're kind of like, this is not their greatest season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so. But going into another sport, baseball. Baseball just started, and I'm not watching every single game, but I'm keeping up with them. And man, the Cubs are having a little bit of a rough start, but when their bats are swinging, man, they are swinging. Baez is killing it. He is killing it, man. You know, and obviously I'm a Cubs fan, so I'm gonna root for them.
We're gonna be biased, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Cubs are 7-8, and the Sox is 4-10. Not surprising.
Yeah.
What's his name? Lost a ton of weight.
Who's that?
Schwarber.
Schwarber. Yeah.
He lost a lot of weight. He looks way different.
Yeah. Which is good. I mean, with the knee problems, he got to carry around less weight. I feel that definitely helps out. The big thing where I kind of like cried myself to sleep when I found out was Jake Arrieta. When Jake Arrieta signed with the Phillies, I was like, oh man.
Yeah. I mean, was it for more money?
I think it was for more money. I think money was a thing. But one thing is like, how freaking good are the Phillies now? Because they were good, and now you get somebody like Arrieta, and man, I mean, they got a squad. They have a squad, and they're out for blood. I think they're gonna be good.
Are they in a division? Yeah, no, they're not in a division. They're at the East.
Yeah, they're in a different division.
But still,
I mean, Cubs
we got to do with our division because our division is strong as hell.
We only have, who do we have? We have
we got Pirates,
the Pirates,
Cardinals. Pirates are awesome.
Pirates are awesome. They're going to be the ones that I think that we're going to be. Cardinals.
They gave us trouble last year.
Cardinals are going down. They're not as good as they used to be.
Milwaukee Brewers.
Milwaukee's better.
Yeah, and the Reds.
And the Reds are, it's gonna be Pirates or Cubs, guaranteed.
Speaking
and,
of the Pirates, I just saw their record. The Pirates is 12-6.
Yeah,
that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, they got a squad too, But I feel like when the Cubs get their bats going, man, it is hard. It is hard to beat them.
Yeah,
like
I agree. They love home runs. For some reason.
Look how they started the season.
First pitch
of the season, it went yard. Oh man, that was crazy.
I was at work in a meeting
when it happened.
Yeah, and a coworker had his phone out. He put it out, and we're just watching. I got pictures of it too, actually.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he got up to the vending machine. Pitch. He's coming back. I'm like, dude, he hit a home run. It's what? I missed it. Like, I did it though. I'm watching it. Yeah, it was fun. They ended up winning.
They won the opener. I think they lost the second game after that. And then it was kind of like hit or miss. Mm-hmm. But Baez though, he's
Javi.
Man. Yeah. He is killing it. I think. Well, what did he have? I think it was 3 games in a row. He had like 2 home runs. Like
However,
he's a monster. He is a monster.
Yeah, but when it comes to playoffs, let's see.
He does. I mean, last year, I mean, he's been pretty good in playoffs, especially on the field. He is a beast on the field as well.
Yeah, I'm not questioning his defense. I'm questioning his bat.
He can do it, and I think the big problem was last year, especially towards the end. He was trying to be the hero. That's what I felt like. Like, you know, they're down by 1. There's 2 guys on base or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's swinging to, like, destroy that ball. I'm like, just get on base, dude. Just get on base.
He's giving some.
You know, play Theo's game. Theo's game is, you know, if everyone gets on base, then the points are gonna come. You know.
Yeah, small ball.
Yeah, and but everyone likes to see the home run, which I mean, it is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we should go some games this year, maybe.
Oh.
I would love to go to a game.
Let's go with Groupon and get one of those things again.
Yeah, we had the Groupon.
Maybe not,
But
because they have the whole billboard.
It depends on which one. I think which rooftop. We're talking about rooftops.
Yes. Sorry.
We went to one last year, and I felt like it wasn't that great. It wasn't a bad view. It just once we went out to the top, like it just wasn't like I don't know. It was flat, and I didn't like that. Where the roof next to us was angled, like they had like bleachers on the roof, so it was like you can sit down and watch a game, and everyone can enjoy it. Where here it's like if you didn't get a seat, that was like only 6 seats, like you would stand up and be in everyone's way. It was kind of like, but their bottom levels were cool. But
Are you talking about when we all
when we all went?
No, I think Bella was not born yet. That was in 15.
Yeah, it wasn't this past season. It was the season before.
It was in 15.
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that was before.
That was crazy.
For the baby, and yeah, Ceci and Ed came, me and Erica, and then you and Jessica. So,
Yeah.
she might have been pregnant, I think.
Who?
Jessica.
Oh, yeah.
Was she? Yeah.
Yeah. I remember because she wanted to dance, and we passed by a Cubby Bear. They had really good music. She goes, I'm going to go dance. So we all went in there. She was the only beautiful pregnant woman dancing in that club.
But yeah, man. So sports, go team. It's gonna be a good bunch of good things to watch this season. I think Cubs.
Yeah.
Football's coming back, which I can't wait. Basketball, I'll watch the finals once the finals starts coming. You know, same thing with the Stanley Cup. I'll watch the Stanley Cup.
Depending who's playing.
I'll still watch it, just to maybe I won't like pay attention. I'll like watch it as I'm like, you know, doing something else, you know. But you know, I feel like I'm a sports guy, but I'm not gonna follow every single detail about everything. You know, I'm not a sports writer. You know, oh God, I wish I was. That would be awesome. But you know, we're both busy, so we can't watch everything. Basketball, I stopped caring about for a long time ago, as you can hear it. But yeah. I mean, I watched the finals. I watched Stanley Cup. You know, and a bunch of other sports. You know, I watch rugby. Used to play rugby, so every so often I'll turn on some rugby. Soccer, I don't care about. I'm not. If you like soccer, that's awesome. I know Omar's son. He plays soccer and he loves it.
Nice.
You know, it's cool. But yeah,
It's
yeah.
football.
Yeah. So if you're a bandwagon fan, diehard fan, you know, root for your team. Don't be an a-hole. Don't start fights because somebody else is around. But yeah, man, we'll try to catch a game. I've never. The only Chicago team I've never seen is the Bears. I've never been to a Bears game.
So you've been to a Chicago Fire game?
Yes, I've been to a Chicago Fire game when they were playing in the Soldier Field.
Oh, really?
Yep. I haven't been to the Toyota Park. Well, I haven't been to the Toyota Park for their game. But yeah, I seen you know, a bunch of the Bulls a million times, the Hawks a bunch of times, the Sox, the Cubs. I seen semi-pro basketball, semi-pro football. I mean, I seen everything except for the Bears.
Which means if you hit like and give us a donation, you can take them and have his cherry popped at a Bears game.
That would be awesome. Like, yeah, man, I'm freaking 34 years old and I've not seen my favorite team play. I was like, what the heck? I've been to Soldier Field. I've been to the new Soldier Field during the Metallica concert. And if you want to see that video, I'll link that video. And that was awesome. Oh, man.
You never been into the old Soldier Field?
I've been to the old Soldier Field, yeah. I've been in there.
I was on the field. Like a long time ago, before they renovated everything, you go through a tunnel, and then there's like an open area, and then you go through another tunnel, and then that's the actual field. Because that field was used as a Northwestern track and field kind of event thing going, and they just cut it, like they cut off like an eighth of it.
Yeah. Well, the Bears don't own that field. It's the Chicago Park District owns it. So you get a lot of other football teams and other kind of like high school teams and stuff playing in Soldier Field, which is awesome.
Yeah,
I would love
nice.
to play at Soldier Field in high school. It's super nice.
Dude, I remembered they were protected. Soldier Field was protected by the National Monuments Act or whatever. But not to change the name. Now, after the renovation, I heard the protection was removed. I don't know if it's added back on or not. If the protection's been removed, they could legally and rightfully get sponsorship for that field. So it could be like Goodwill Field, Aldi Field.
Yeah.
Aldi Stadium.
Yeah.
And I mean, just like the Sears Tower, just like Comiskey Park.
But those are all privately owned. Those are private owned.
I'm just saying, Soldier Field will forever in my heart be Soldier Field.
Yeah, same thing with Comiskey.
I'm not going to call it Willis Tower. I'm not going to call it Dump Rate, Good Rate, Great Rate Field.
I'm not a Sox fan.
Right.
But I will never call it whatever it's called. It's Comiskey. It's Comiskey Park. It will forever be Comiskey Park.
Oh yeah.
For me, I mean, US Cellular Field. No, I never call it that. Guaranteed Rate Park or Field, whatever it's called. No, it's Comiskey. Wrigley is always going to be Wrigley. Even though, like a dummy for a long time, I was like, oh, well, Wrigley's not a thing. Well, Wrigley gum. So I was like, dude. Yeah, same thing with Soldier. It's gonna be the Sears Tower, and that would be, what is it? The Willis Tower. See, stuff like that. Yeah, so there's just things that are called.
Speaking of the tower, what do you think of Tribune Tower building another building a little bit shorter than Sears Tower?
Are they? I didn't even know.
Yeah, they're making plans
to build,
and then have condos, movie theaters, all that stuff. Rich stuff.
Yeah. I'm all down for that. I mean, don't drive downtown Chicago. Walk. They rent the bikes and stuff like that. It gets so clustered just with people, and they're always fixing streets and stuff like that. So, yeah. One of my favorite vloggers, Casey Neistat, was in Chicago. I believe last week. He was here with a friend. They didn't really explain why they were here. But they were only here for a couple hours, like for a layover or something like that. So like they came down and they were like riding along the lakefront, and luckily it was like a good day, which was cool. It wasn't like a crazy snow day in the middle of summer, crazy Chicago weather. But yeah, I was like, oh man, I would love to meet Casey Neistat. If you don't know him, he's like he changed how people vlog. So yeah, he's one of my guys I watch a lot of. But yeah, I think you have any final thoughts, Fredo?
No, just basically, let's root for our teams.
Be civilized.
Yes. If your team wins, let's not go out there and party and flip cars and burn houses and
that seems
just bring out the s'mores and hold hands and sing kumbaya and be nice.
Have fun. Don't be stupid. Don't be ignorant.
Fun.
Yeah, have fun. But yeah, that's what I think. I think we'll end it for this week. Thank you guys for tuning in, listening to our little sports mumbo jumbo that we were talking about, a bunch of random stuff, mostly football. Like I said, because we are football guys. And if you did enjoy this podcast and don't want to miss another episode, hit that subscribe button on whatever platform you're listening to. Leave us a comment. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you want to hear. If you want to hear us talk about something, please let us know. Like I said, we do have the Patreon. You don't have to donate anything. I'll leave that in the description. If you do, that'll be awesome. You get some rewards and stuff like that and all the goodies. And before we go, I think we're going to get a new logo, which would be cool. It should be fun. instead of that crappy little one that I made.
It was
We'll have
so
a
good.
one.
It's a
Yeah.
starter thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Give him credit. Yeah,
I'm not a Photoshop person. Armando, where are you?
Come on, Armando.
Yeah. But, yeah. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you guys listening. I know Omar listens to it a lot. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Hope to get more subscribers. Tell your friends. Tell your family.
Yes, please share.
Share it.
Please share. We are on a bunch of different ones. Follow us on social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm on Twitch. Everything's going to be below. Share. Please share. Sharing is caring. And for us, it means a whole lot of love.
It does.
So,
it actually does.
Yeah. That is it for this week. And see you guys next week.
See you later.
Take care.
Bye.
Let's play a game. Name your favorite dinosaur.
Favorite non-pornographic magazine to masturbate to.
Don't even think about it. Just name it. Ready?